Sixx Sense with Nikki Sixx.
It's Jenn, Nikki Sixx, and we are here with Pierce the Veil. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
Hey there.
Hello.
You guys look like rays of sunshine today.
Oh,
See, I told you. I knew it.
God.
I knew it. See,
That
I knew
is
it
the
whole
best
time.
compliment I've ever heard.
Rays of sunshine.
You guys just look like little rays of sunshine.
You look like, a little delightful.
What if you just said, like, you guys look like dirt?
You guys look like trash.
look like-
You really need to shower.
Yeah.
So, fourth album, Misadventures, in stores now. What was release day like?
Oh my
The
God.
weight was lifted.
Really?
I felt angel wings like pop out of my back, and I just.
You know, like that whole
Doves.
saying when you're like walking on the sand and your footprints get lighter? That's what we felt like.
I'm pretty
here.
sure I saw a dove fly out of my shirt just out of nowhere.
Felt like my first kiss.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's
what a
delightful.
moment.
What was his name? Got him. No, it was great. It was, I think, a long time coming for us, and especially for our fans. We're so happy that it turned out the way it did, and I'm so glad that it's finally out. And celebration.
Mm-hmm.
The celebration has begun.
Absolutely. Did it take a long time to get this one out? How long would you say is too long?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think.
Did you get to that point where it was like, okay,
We
Well-
definitely had a lot of like pressure from our fans and
Yeah.
whatnot because they just wanted new music, and we wanted to take our time with this one and really get it right.
Yeah, let's
think-
put it this way: they gave us deadlines and more deadlines and more deadlines, and,
we just-
then they stopped giving us deadlines
we just-
because
and
they
they-
were just like, you know,
Yeah.
what, let's give up and
Yeah.
just let them make this record.
I think for our genre of music and in our style or whatever, I think people put out records like so fast. You know, they put them out like every year and a half or something. So I think that's what people were expecting, and we're not. I don't think we're not that style of band at all. We always joke that like bands can go in. You know, some bands go in the studio for like 3 weeks and put out an amazing record, and that's just not our style.
right?
So
Yeah,
it would definitely. That was a weird laugh. You guys didn't catch that weird laugh? I was like, I hiccuped and laughed.
he busts that laugh every once in a while when we do interviews, and he gets a little nervous. He does this really horrible laugh.
I don't think I was hiccuping. It was like a hiccup laugh. Yeah, it's great. It's a good impression.
I think if the fans, like, if they would have gotten what they asked for, you're essentially saying they would have gotten a half-assed product, and that's not fair.
We could have finished the record like in the allotted time that they gave us, but we.
But how? Wait, are
we
they
said
your
no.
bosses?
We wouldn't be here. Let's just say that.
We said hell no. We kind of like broke up the recording process, and we went on a world tour in the middle of recording our album.
Because
and,
why not?
Because we needed it. We needed to go see the fans and needed to play some shows and get recharged. And so we did a lot of the record. Then we stopped, did a tour, and then came time for vocals. And so I went on like this like journey to try and finish the record. I stayed in like a bunch of different cities, stayed in all kinds of Airbnbs. If you need any Airbnb recommendations, you can talk to me.
You're the guy.
Yeah.
You're the guy. I thought you said
and,
you stayed at a doghouse one time.
I stayed anywhere from like a high rise to I feel like at one point I may have actually rented a backyard doghouse at some point.
It was a bougie.
As a hipster dog.
Do you know that Aaron Paul is renting out his house on Airbnb
I don't
right
know
now?
that.
Aaron Paul
From
Breaking Bad?
Breaking Bad,
Yeah.
The other day I had a guy. It was I think an Uber driver named Paul Aaron, and it threw me off. And I was like, wait. And he kind of looked like him, and I was like, wait, is this for real?
Because you never know who's driving anymore.
He would do something like that.
Yeah, but his name was Paul Aaron. So if you're listening, Paul, thanks for the ride. 5 stars.
5 stars, bro.
Another cool thing about this record being out is you guys have your own Snapchat filter at Best Buy.
Yeah.
How does that who does that? How does that happen?
You know, me and the CEO of Best Buy and
Like
Snapchat,
this.
We're
Yeah.
I think we're at that place now that we can kind of just say things and someone makes them happen.
Yeah.
Which is
it's
great.
Great
that's
team.
Like, that's where we
Great team.
always wanted to be. Where
Yeah.
we can just be like,
hey, what's the deal with? I feel like Jerry Seinfeld. What's the deal with Snapchat? And then someone's like, try this. We're like, yeah, it's crazy. So
As far as writing and finishing and all that stuff, you said you went to all these different places. Which one was your favorite?
One of my favorites was actually right here in Santa Monica. I was I did a lot of work at the Village studio, and it's sort of like legendary for Fleetwood Mac built their studio in there, which actually still stands. So they rent it out, and so I was there for like a month or so, and
Damn,
it was awesome because I just got like a random hookup from our label Fearless combined with a label called Concord, and Concord has a residency there. So they were like, "Hey, you're an artist. You can work here." And I was like, "Are you serious? Like, this is insane." And so I'd be working there, and like downstairs, Snoop Dogg would be smoking weed and working on his record. And then
Did you smoke with him?
I did not. He had bodyguards who were
Scary, frightening.
I'm not gonna say they were strapped, but I don't know.
Do you think you could hang though?
They were bulging.
I could definitely not hang. He brought in his posse of like 20 dudes, like just hanging out with him. In the
We
studio.
gotta work on our posse because our posse is weak.
We didn't bring in a posse. We need to bring in a posse.
Yeah.
Who would be in your posse though? I mean, do you have to bring like?
Probably like our moms.
Yeah, like I feel like females can't really be a part of a posse.
No, it's got to be all dudes that are just
But
getting
you
in
need big
fights. and-
dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all,
yeah.
all the dudes we know are small.
Yeah.
Last time I saw Pusha T walk into a studio, he was with like 4 huge guys with like earpieces, and I was like,
Secret Service.
why don't we have that?
Yeah.
We would have guys with earpieces, but they would be listening to like the new Justin Timberlake record or something. That's like what
Yeah.
the
You know what?
earpieces
Maybe
would-
that's the new posse though.
Yeah.
Like that's new age.
Yeah.
We're
But,
working on it.
But regardless, I had a good time. They had to air out the studio for like 2 days after Snoop was there,
It's
and
great. It's good vibes. Seeping in the
But
wall.
Did you
yeah,
get
it
a
was-
contact high?
I wish no,
Oh.
but no, it was really fun. But like like Snoop was in there, Weezer, freaking Ziggy Marley walked by me and grabbed his keys one day, and I was like, this is just like the vibe like that I
That's
love.
cool.
Like there's just creativity going on everywhere in that place, and so I wrote like a bunch of the songs there, just kind of just feeling good vibes there, and I think that was one of my favorite experiences writing. I think ever.
Speaking of writing, I don't think you're gonna have to ever go to therapy because I feel like you always get everything out on paper, you know, and it's all in the songs. What was the hardest to write for you?
I think one of the hardest and easiest actually, and one was writing the song called Circles because it was after the Paris attacks, and I remember being really affected by that, and the whole world was just brought to their knees by that whole thing, and so it kind of was weighing heavy on my mind, and I wrote Circles about it, one of our singles, our current single out right now, and I tried to put a positive spin on it. I just basically wrote it about 2 friends that were trying to, really help each other out, and whatever situation that may be. So, but yeah, I mean, that was a crazy thing.
You wrote that one in like 4 hours, right?
Yeah, I wrote it in like a few hours. I took a trip up to Seattle to write. My best friend was like, "Yo, like I had like 3 songs to write left," and he was like, "Hey, you love Seattle? Go up to Seattle and just book a cheap flight." And I've never taken like leaps and bounds like that, like upon myself, just to be like, "Hey, just go do it." I just went by myself and booked a hotel and stayed in Seattle and walked around, and I wrote the last 3 songs up there, and that was one of them. It was cool.
Wow, that's awesome. We're talking about Paris. We might as well talk about what happened in the air recently.
So gnarly.
Does that kind of stuff get to you? I mean, I know that they always say don't let the terrorists win and that whole thing. I get that. But when you're on tour and you have to take flights consistently throughout the year, I mean, how do you as a band feel when you see something like this on TV?
What kind of world are we living in?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I think it does get scarier and scarier every time we see something like this because it's happening so often now, and it's like crazy.
Yeah.
Um,
Just a sketchy feeling.
yeah.
Yeah, like you said, like we got to fly
All the
everywhere. So I think Jaime's got to just hurry up and get his pilot's license.
Yeah,
Start
we'll just
flying
get.
ourselves.
I mean,
You
Jaime's
gotta get a
almost got
tiny
his
plane.
pilot's license.
You got to get a bigger plane though because you're getting a
I know.
posse.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah. So
you have to have enough room.
yeah, I gotta get more licenses and more
What
ratings.
would be the big plane that we would get? Was that a 430?
414 probably.
Okay, there we go.
Twin engine, 8-seater, pressurized. Yeah.
Here we
Can
go.
you really fly?
Yeah.
So
Sort of.
does stuff like this like just
It-
not get to you at all? I mean,
no. I mean, it's always scary. It's just it's kind of like unbelievable. You're like you kind of are like, come on, like really, like that's what we're living in this kind of world where that stuff like it happens. Like it's happening more and more to the point where it's like it sucks. it's just a bad vibe. But obviously, like what you're saying, like don't let them win. You just got to keep doing what you're doing. Like. Nobody knows, it's just one of those things where you got to just keep, I don't think it's going to ever stop us from touring,
right.
Keep living and keep loving.
Keep loving, spread the peace.
Yeah. So
My dad always says.
we're going to keep
Peace,
rocking
love.
and rolling. And if we have to walk, we'll walk, but whatever. In the ocean, we'll walk on
Someday.
someday. We have the technology.
You guys are almost 10 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
it's
that-
been brought to our attention that
So
our band
weird.
is approaching its 10-year anniversary.
Somebody once said that we're now veterans.
Oh my
Seasoned
gosh.
vets, and I'm like, well, easy, Sister Hazel.
Take it.
take it down a notch. We still have a lot to learn, but yeah, I mean, I think just being in this industry for that long has definitely been a wild roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
We've definitely learned a lot of wrong
What's your
ways.
favorite roller coaster?
Of our band, or are you
No,
saying
Like in general.
In general, my favorite roller coaster, it's probably there's a roller coaster at Six Flags called Tatsu,
Mm-hmm.
and it's you literally you sit in this thing and it literally lays you down, and the track is above you, so you're literally like Supermaning the whole time. I don't know who was like high on whatever created that and was like,
Here in the Snoop Dogg studio.
yeah, it's like somebody pitched this idea, guys, check this out. You know, like when you're flying, let's do that. And make it really borderline sketchy, but it'll be great. And you're like, so that.
Yeah.
I don't know how do they come up with those ideas, but well done.
What's been the best part about the 10 years? Is there a piece that stands out the most?
Mm.
I'm gonna go ahead and say just putting out this damn record.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That
Today was. I mean, that day that it came out was literally felt
yeah.
like best day
We
ever.
got to do a really fun thing. We got to actually play the CD release show. We got to pick where we wanted to play it, and we decided to go to Mexico City.
I saw that.
And for us, that was, I think, just a big, I don't know, milestone for us to be able to have someone go, where do you guys want to go? What do you guys want to do? And the fact that like we have such crazy fans down there in South America and in Mexico, it was such a, because originally it wasn't going to happen. Like we wanted to do it. We couldn't get the venue.
Mm-hmm.
Then there was a glimpse of like maybe it happening. And it was like 3 different times.
Had
where
to fight for it.
Yeah, we finally, and then it all worked out, and then finally we made it happen, and it was such an amazing night, such an amazing show. And those kids are they're ferocious.
Yeah, they got so much passion
They're
down there,
insane.
you know, and they respect us for coming down there and doing the CD release there.
Yeah, I lost a shoe. Somebody
you
has
got
my shoe.
Shoe stolen.
Yeah,
Jesus.
and I'm not even mad about it. Enjoy that stinky shoe. Haha, joke's on you.
Mm-hmm. But seriously, if anybody finds a Nike size,
Seriously, size 10, it's mine.
Could be on eBay.
Don't sell it. Don't
What's
buy
been
it.
the hardest part of the 10 years?
It's been great. What are you talking about? I'm just pointing at everyone in the band.
Hardest part. What's been the hardest part?
We've definitely had some really, I guess, like learning from shows. Like we've definitely been booed off stage before when we started out. And,
Really?
Yeah, and that was like, I think like you kind of have to reevaluate like, yo, do we suck? Is this like a real thing? Because you don't think that when you're playing, but we've had
Our first trip to the UK, like we were opening for A Day to Remember. And,
Oh, man.
And no one knew us and no one cared about us, and literally got booed off every
Yeah.
night in the UK.
Every single
and we were
night.
just like,
what did we do?
Yeah, literally, like
What
we were like,
happened? Is it what we're
step up our
wearing?
game or something? Yeah,
What
was
we're
that
wearing.
Yeah, like whatever. So like we kind of put it, and that's like one of those things that I think our band, has this kind of mentality of like, we have to win this crowd now. It's like it's not. We're gonna try to do better, So we did, and
Yeah,
then
it was
towards
like we
the
were
end,
going to war on these. Like,
yeah, literally, we were like
shows.
talking like, all right, guys, let's
Yeah, we got
talk
a
more rock.
strategy. You
Don't
take the
even
flanks.
just as soon as you end a song, start the next one. Don't even let them.
Let's talk more rock.
Yeah. Yeah, those kind of shows were always like pretty tough for us, but I think that kind of made us the kind of band we are right now. So I think thanks so much, kids. And now we're gonna go back there and headline Brixton, which is like a 5,000 cap. So that's amazing. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Did that happen at all with U.S. fans?
Never actually. Actually, we've had
We had a couple beers.
yeah.
I had a couple beers thrown on me while I was singing, but
He
like,
he gotten so good at catching him with his teeth and just yeah.
I feel like
No,
the worst thing that happened in the very beginning was just playing shows and no one actually showed up.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Those were the days.
the best story. We played in Alabama, and the venue, it was like a 100 cap room or something, and there was a curtain in front of, you couldn't see the crowd, so we're all right, guys, about to start.
While we're setting up.
Our intro starts, and the curtain rises really slowly, and we're like, yeah, this is gonna be insane. One guy at the bar, not even there to see
It was
us.
the bartender.
It was a bartender and like one patron like looking the other way, so it was like super awkward. So we just laughed. and-
Tumbleweed went
Yeah.
by us.
At
That's
that
so
at that point,
humbling.
we were just like, all right, this is just another practice. and
Practice.
Yeah.
Let's just have
Played
fun.
the whole set? Did the
Yeah.
whole thing?
Oh, absolutely. And
Yeah.
we did it like rock, like
Dude, we slayed that set.
oh my God, it killed it. I'm pretty sure I hit 0 notes wrong.
Yeah.
Then you
Nailed
got
it.
to
Best set
hunt
ever.
down the promoter to get your $100 to try to
Right.
get to the next city. That's
Right.
always fun. And then he's sleeping in his van out. Okay, let's stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you just get really specific.
Getting dark.
This
Pissed
tour
off.
kicks off June 5th in Vegas.
Mhm.
And
Which could be interesting, but Always fun to start a
And
tour
there's a
off.
day
and
off
yeah,
after the
that's-
first
I don't
day.
know
I
who
wonder
booked-
why.
Oh,
Whose
good.
idea was that?
Yeah.
Who planned that?
I mean, I know
Is
I-
the set list this album front to back?
It is.
You bet your buns, hon.
Yeah, we're playing the whole album, the new album, Misadventures, from first song to the last song, and it's going to be a wild ride.
Yeah. Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Are you doing like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or are you going
we're
out of
gonna
order?
play it
Okay,
like
cool.
just like the CD, and I think we feel like our fans have waited long enough for new music. It's been like a long time in between records, so everyone's like hungry for new songs. We're ready to play new songs. It's
very,
feels right.
It's very old Led Zeppelin of us to do.
To write an album and then
and
just
then
go play it.
It's so weird, but it's one of those things. I think our band has always been that kind of like risk taking kind of like, let's just see what happens, you know. And if it's horrible, then you learn, and then we'll go from there.
We'll never do it again.
We'll never do it again. But I think it'll
But
be
the
great.
tour's almost sold out already.
Yeah,
So I think there's
that's-
like one more show to sell out. So
The fact that it was scary because we announced the tour and a lot of shows sold out, and we're like, you guys haven't even heard the record yet. Like, what if it's like this like crazy reggae rock rap direction, and you're just not into it? You don't know. So good on you for taking a chance.
Well, it's cool that you gave it a little bit of time to kind of settle in before you kicked off the tour.
So
You're
be
also doing Riot Fest, which I'm so jealous. I want to go to that show so badly.
come on out.
Come on
I just
in.
found
We'll fly
out we
you
got
out.
a guest list.
Oh my God, what a cool lineup that
Yeah.
festival has.
We're getting into some weird lineups, and I think we're just like more excited to play. We're doing a ton of like little radio shows and stuff, and that's one of them. That's like the lineup is crazy, like insane.
Really.
Yeah, so we're really excited.
Aside from your own new record, what else are you listening to right now that we should be aware of?
Ooh. Let's see. We were just listening to a new song by a band called Beartooth, which
Yeah, I
is
love
a friend
Beartooth.
Of ours.
Friend of
band.
ours, yeah. Got
we
new
enjoy
music.
that.
Listening to the new Issue songs lately.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a lot of friends bands are coming out with new records and stuff. I know Dana Member's got a new record coming out.
Yeah.
I really,
I mean,
And
I
then
think
when we're just chilling, I've been liking that Lumineers record. I think it's pretty cool.
I've been stuck on this song called Two Phones
I got two
by
phones.
Kevin Gates. Yeah, he's got two phones.
Yeah.
And
What a savage.
I envy
I mean,
that.
You got one
If
for
you
your
had
wife.
two phones, what would you use them for?
Ooh, man.
One
Well,
would be for.
Well, let's dive right in here.
one
for the
phone. If I can use it for anything.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what? I know what I would do with it.
One-
I'd have one for business, one for just awesome video games.
Oh yeah.
I'd be a
that's-
loser.
that's
I'd
it.
be a super loser. Like
That's it?
Wow.
that's it.
I would have one phone just for ScarJo, like my private
Yeah.
ScarJo
Oh
line,
yeah.
and then one for just
Just for you to talk to her and
everyone else. Yeah.
ScarJo.
hold all the pics that she sends you.
Yep.
Oh man,
Keep them
Yeah.
locked
Probably
up.
a lot of those.
dirty dog.
Hi, ScarJo.
Oh my God.
What?
All
I know
right.
you're watching.
Fourth album, Misadventures, in stores now. Pierce the Veil. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
See you, ScarJo.
Stop saying ScarJo.
Call me.
You don't know ScarJo.
She's driving in her car like, what the?
I gotta text him.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Nikki Sixx and Jenn on the Sixx Sense.